Father God, I thank you for just being you and for giving us the ability to serve you in this way, Lord. We thank you that we get this time together as sisters in Christ, and we're just so grateful for your mercy and your love, and also for our church. We thank you for all the servants on this team, for Misty being able to make it tonight, and even for those who weren't able to. Lord, it's a busy season, and we're just thankful, just so thankful that you choose us to use in any way at all, because you didn't have to. You could do it all by yourself, but you choose to use um, these servants, Lord. And so just humbly we ask that you'll bless this ministry and you'll bless this opportunity to share some of what you've been doing and some of the things that you will do. So we just thank you in advance and ask if it's your will that the rest of the team will be able to join in with us either tonight or just by watching the recording later. And we humbly ask these things in your son's name, Jesus. Amen. So, I am so thankful for everybody that is on this team because we know that with COVID and everything, that how important it was that we were able to have an online campus. And so y'all have just been knocking it out of the park. I can see just our the participation is continues to grow, the interaction continues to grow. I see people repeat participants, and so that also speaks to their appreciation of this opportunity to be able to join us online. And so just I know sometimes it can feel a little lonely, but I thank you for persevering and persisting. And I just hope that you're not getting discouraged, that you're feeling that it's an important role in the church, and it will continue to be more and more important, because I know for a fact that it's that we're reaching the world just the way the Lord has commissioned us to do, to go out. It's just never really anticipated it to be um, necessarily this particular way. It's always a lot of it has always been word of mouth, face to face, but now it's word of mouth, but it's computer to computer. So I'm just really, really thankful for all that y'all have been doing. And I just wanted to give you a couple of pieces of information about things that have been going on behind the scenes, and also give y'all an opportunity to share as well about anything that you have questions about, or anything that you might like to ask of me or of the church, and I'd be happy to relay that to you. So first, we just wanted to tell you that the Lewises decided that they were being called to the preschool ministry. They have a young son, so I thought it was just so sweet of God to call them to teach the next generation about Jesus. And so they have gone to serve on the preschool next gen team, and also we had why can I come up? I'm like, her name just flew right out of my head. Why can't I come up with her name? She served with us, really cute, red head, brownish red hair. Do you remember her name, Misty? I can't come up with it.
Sierra? Not Sierra.
Um, I can't come out with it. But she served with us one Sunday, but I knew she was on loan from our from the welcome team. So I from the first impressions team, and so I knew that I wasn't going to get to keep her anyway. But I was thankful for the Sunday that she was able to serve with us, and she did all the training and everything. But she just she knew that when her family was ready to go back in person, then she was going to return back to the First Impressions team. So she's done that. So that means that we have some space for people to help. So ideally, having one person on Facebook and one person online is what we'd like to be able to have. But if we can't do that, then it's manageable to have one person do both. But it's just, of course, a lot busier, and you just have to pay more attention to be able to do both things. But so I just ask you guys to be thinking about and praying about and paying attention to who's coming online with you whenever you're serving. Perhaps one of those people that you see, because that's how the Lord provided Adam, was that I was seeing Adam's name pop up, and so I just said maybe, and sure enough, the Lord prompted his heart to join us. So
that's a great thing.
Yeah, so if you think about, so
you had, I was on one. Yeah, I was on one Sunday, and you had your sister, I think, or sister-in-law, cousin, and she was so good. Would she be interested?
I hadn't really thought. She's out of state, so I really hadn't really thought about it. But I guess it doesn't really matter where you're serving from. I'll have to think about it. I definitely don't think that it matters where they are, as long as they're going to attend regularly. So
yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
she was phenomenal. I was like, I love this person. I looked, it's like, wait a second, she's related to Tiffany. No wonder she's amazing.
Oh, that's kind of you to say, but that's sweet. Yeah, she has really fallen in love with the church, and really appreciates Pastor Zeb's teaching, and so I've just been really thankful that she recently moved to, is it Fort Lauderdale? She was in Jacksonville, but now she's in, I think it's Fort Lauderdale. And, or maybe, yeah, I think that sounds right. And so I'm just glad that, she's found another church that she has plugged into. So it was really sweet that she decided that she really liked coming to our church. And I think a lot of people during COVID, they've been going to a couple of churches. I know my mom does. She goes to our church, and then she also goes to her home church on Sundays. So that's one of the advantages of this season, is that you don't have to go anywhere, just to click the mouse.
It's true. Click it and you're there. But I tell you, they're being live in church is really nice on Sunday.
It is. It is. And I know that a lot of folks, and Pastor Zeb included, would love for everyone to at least come sometimes to meet in person. However, I know that most of all, he wants all of us to be able to be in God's word. And so, and some people have situations where they're not ever able to do that. But if you're able, then I know that it's his heart's desire that we come back when we're ready, and when God prompts us to do so. And so, yeah, I will go back. I'll be hosting again on Mother's Day. And so Ted hasn't been quite ready to go back yet. So I know that I'll be back in the building at least then. So I'm looking forward to it. It is really wonderful. Did you sit in the worship center or in the fellowship hall, Misty?
Sorry, I plated the food, so now I'm fully focused.
Okay. I was just asking if you got to sit in the fellowship hall or in the worship center when you went.
We forgot that you have to get there early to get a seat. And I already had the wheels in motion and told our neighbor, but because she was a first time guest, they put us like right up front and got to be in the fellowship hall. So it was really good, but we were right in front.
So, nice.
It was great. I was like,
That's where I love to. That's where I love to sit. So I know a lot of people used to back in the day. It used to be, well, you weren't allowed to sit there unless you were the pastor himself or his family or that. But
yeah.
I like sitting up there because it means that there's nobody in front of me to distract me. I can just pay complete attention. So I appreciate that. So.
So I learned that my father was actually a pastor before I was born. I never knew that.
Cool.
I know. So I would have, if you would have stuck with it, I could have gotten to experience the whole pastor's family part.
Well, I tell you, it's a challenging life. That is, I can tell you that. My husband was a pastor at our last church, and it's a challenging lifestyle, but it's certainly lots of rewards as well. So it's why we have to pray for our pastors, because it is not easy. It's not easy.
My mom is telling me. So it's I feel immensely blessed by our leaders and pastors in the church.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So let me also tell you that we were talking about Mother's Day, and just a heads up for you all about Mother's Day is that, and they will announce this. So in case it changes, I'm telling you, but we will know for sure come Mother's Day. And Mother's Day, I don't know if you have, how long have you been at Apex, Misty?
2 years, I think.
Okay. So then long enough to know that usually we get flowers or candy or I don't know, something to mothers and fathers on those days. And so we're doing that again this year. And I asked if we could also do something for our online women as well. And so what we're going to do is they will get I think it's a code to scan to take to Starbucks. And so they can go to Starbucks and they will scan this code, and they'll get a free coffee
that's awesome. They're gonna love that.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I hope they will. And I know that they're picking a certain number to give. So I don't know what that number is. So if they do that, which I anticipate that they will, if they do that, then tell folks that they should not expect later on in the week for that to still be available. So because they're only going to be a certain number of them. So and to also reserve it just for the women in the family.
Yeah.
So but yes. So that's what the treat for Mother's Day is going to be. So I'm looking forward to us having, and I'm hoping that in the near future we'll also have a gift for our online visitors as well, the people that are. And actually, I learned today, and I've been watching all of these videos about online hosting, and they encourage you to say, are you new here, as opposed to, are you a first time guest, or even a visitor here. And so I'm trying to get my tongue around that. That was the first time I'd tried to say it. So, but I'm hoping that soon we'll also have something that they will be able to give to people that are new to Apex Baptist as well. I think that they had some really good ideas in some of the videos that I've watched. So,
okay. That's great.
One of those, I'll just share one of them. One of them was that if they filled out the new person card, electronic card, that when they filled it out, that it would automate a form for them to, or actually on the form, it would say what what charity would they like for us to donate to on their behalf. So it would be like $5 for every person that filled out the contact card. They would say where they'd like their money to go to. So I thought that that was kind of cool. So that way it showed that we had a heart, a true and sincere heart for sharing with the community and loving on God's people. So I thought that that was as opposed to mugs and cups and things are nice, t-shirts and all that, are nice and fun and all of that too. But they said the kind of thought behind it was that you are trying to, it's less about branding and more about leaving a tone of a kind of a good taste in their mouth about the church in general, as opposed to just kind of getting some of your branding on it. So, which I thought was smart.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Okay. So, so those are the new things that I wanted to mention. I did, Pastor Sean said, and I'm looking at the phone to see if I can find it. He said that he sent me a response to my email that I sent him last week with our information and our questions. And let's see. So it says, let's see, about the Facebook access for hosts on Facebook. We had talked last time about whether or not we could sign in through our Facebook account so that us hosts would appear to be answering as the church as opposed to our individual selves, because there's nothing to indicate us as hosts. There is now, but there can be now. There wasn't when we had this conversation. And so he said that that he and Sierra will show me how to do that. So that's a win. So that's a good one. The second one was a video introducing the online host, and he said, let's see, we can try and figure out a generic online host volunteer highlight. Don't want to set a precedent that we can't scale if we go from 5 hosts to 50. That's a lot of videos. So that makes sense. So that sounds like a yes.
And maybe we could just do like a PDF too, or some sort of like just a digital card. It's like your online host today, and have a picture and a blurb that gets sent out. It doesn't even have to be a video. It could just be like, this is your person and they're a real person and here's a little background, maybe.
Oh, you mean like when they log on, something pops up? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like when they log on, something pops up or something's in the note section or.
Yeah,
that may be
like
easier
that.
Than a video.
Could you put that down for me? I can resume taking notes when I finish reading these. This is the first time I've read them. So,
no, you're fine. I got it.
Thank you. And so then number 3 was a video showing viewers how to see the chat on Facebook and on Church Online and on mobile devices. And so basically just help for people being able to look at the chat. And so he said that is, I shot a video with them last week about on the online campus. And so that is going to be part of this, or this is going to be a part of that rather.
Okay.
And then let's see, it says, and the fourth one was about, I had been told at some point that we couldn't follow up with people that logged on,
Mhm.
and I saw information from church online people that seemed inconsistent with that. And so I just wanted clarification about what was the concern, and is there a way that we could get approval from the people as they signed up for church online in order to be able to contact them. And so his response was, we can most definitely utilize the sign up moment as a way to connect, but we cannot just look through the email list and reach out to account holders. That's the illegal part.
Okay. I think like the ones that I think would be really nice to follow up with are the ones that um the prayer requests, you know, people who reach out. Like there was a lady, I've had a couple of prayer requests and I prayed with them, and it would have been nice if I, as a leader that day, like a few days later, checked back and said, hey, just want you to know we're still thinking about you, praying for you.
Mm-hmm. I
And
think that's wise. I think
mm,
that's really, and it's right on, it's spot on with something that is in this video that I will include. Since it's just the two of us, what I'll do is I'll send you the link, and
mhm.
I'll send a link to everybody, and that way, before I was just, it's a short video, it's like 10 minutes, and I was going to play it for all of us and then we were going to talk about it. But what I'll do is I'll just send the link out to everybody and then we can talk about it via email or next time we get together or whatever.
Okay.
But I bring it up because in it, it talks about something called webhooks. And do you know what they are? I know you're so
No,
savvy that I want to
no.
show you something that you already. What it is basically there's a way to connect church online information with probably CCB, Community Church Builder, so
Okay.
that they can talk to each other so that we can use the data that's in church online to use some of the stuff that like like for example, if we wanted to do exactly what you just said
Mhm.
about the lady who had the lady who you prayed with. So it would show us all the
Mhm.
people that we ever prayed with. And then we could
Yeah.
take that information from church online, download it in some kind of way, and then upload it to CCB some kind of way, and then send a message to all those people that we've ever that have ever prayed or ever given. Or because one thing that it said was like, I don't know if you recall, but when you first gave to Apex Baptist, you probably got a letter in the mail that said thank you for giving to
Mhm.
Apex Baptist for the first time. We don't take it for granted that you know
Yeah.
da, 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 da. Well, you
Yeah.
can do the same thing with online.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And so webhooks would allow you to do that. It would see who used that link that we put up that says, do you want to give? Who clicked that link and went somewhere? We could see who did that, and then we could send them a message saying thank you.
That's really great.
Yeah,
I like it. So you
yeah.
can see where they went. And
Hmm.
then are we able to push anything to them if they go out to the website, or like just push like an invitation to the next Sunday's church, or here's what next Sunday is going to be
All of that,
about?
right? Yeah, yeah, all of that. Yeah. So so it would be a really good thing for us to consider doing so that we can get even more data out of uh, out of the system than what we have right now. And so let's I'm hoping that I will mention that to Sean too, is can we consider getting the web hooks so that we can get some more of this information so we can do even more follow-up. And I'm still going to have to follow up with him because what I saw, and I'll share my screen so you can see it too.
Okay.
Let's see. Share my screen. All right. Of course, I'm sharing the wrong page. That is the wrong one. This is the one that I want to see. Hold on. What I want to show you is that I went on to Church Online and they had, oh yeah, no, this is it. Okay. Okay, so are you looking at this page that,
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep,
That
I got
says
it.
online chat roundup? Is that
Yeah.
what it is? Okay. So here at the bottom,
Okay.
so it says that, yeah, it says that select from the options below to offer your preferred level of authorization when people sign up for an account with your online church. And then our account says for everyone. So for everyone, it said, I took that to say that it means that when people when people sign up with us, then it means that it gives them, you're giving us consent to be a part of our list, right?
Yep.
That's how I read that. And so that's why I'm like, well, this is what it says. That's what it says built into Church Online. And then it had this part at the bottom, the terms of service and the privacy policy. So which said that if you had separate URLs for the terms of service and for the privacy policies, then you could put those in so that people could see those two things and to kind of like opt in, for that. And so so we don't have anything in there in our account. So I'll show it to Sean and see what they think, to see if the email consent is enough, because if so, then I think we might be okay.
We should be okay. And then as long as they can opt out of anything that we send, they have to have a button at the bottom of the emails saying like they want to opt out.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you've got that in the email too, then you should be okay.
Mm-hmm. So that sounds, because he said that we just can't look through the email list and reach out to account holders. But I think that's if we don't have this, have this consent. So I'll show them that.
I'll ask my friend too, like if my friend's a digital marketer.
Mm-hmm.
And she does all the digital marketing for Invisalign.
Okay.
She personally does it, so she would know.
Yeah.
Ask her.
It's strange. I mean, like, what's the point of having a sign up for Church Online if you're not gonna? Why would you bother capturing that information if?
Right, and you would expect it. Like you expect it when you hand over your email address.
Right.
No, what we can't do is sell it to third-party people, but we're not doing that.
Right. Right. And like you said, you can always opt out. Opting out of it. So hopefully we'll be able to get over that, because it seems to he was talking about through a connect to sign up. We can definitely utilize the sign up moment as a way to connect.
Mm-hmm.
What is the sign up moment? Do we have a moment that says sign up?
No,
I don't think so either. Okay.
we have
So
a lot of moments though. Like
yes,
we've got a lot of moments.
yes, we do have a lot of moments, and they're supposed to be to facilitate, to make it easier for us. But what I noticed this weekend when I was doing it was that there were a couple that weren't completely clear to be able to distinguish one from another. And so, like, I changed the name of one of them. I changed, like, I used, they gave me the wording, the communications team gave me the wording for find your place or join a team. So I think that we will just have to, as hosts, um, say, what those are. Because I don't know that they will necessarily know from the title what those are.
Right.
But maybe that's the point. I don't know.
Well, and I think it'd be, I don't know. That one I thought was, I wasn't sure what it meant. And then there's just so many of them. I think it'd be helpful to say, like, in the first 5 minutes, or in the first, like, as soon as you log on, do this one. And then in the first 5 minutes, do this one. I think if we could put some structure around it. So, because there's a part of me, and I know it's not accurate, but there's a part of me that's like, I got to get all the moments put in, but we don't really have to do that. But it would be nice to have some sort of outline, like, the first visitors here, make sure you do the offering at, in the third song, or when we talk about offerings, which I noticed they're not talking about offerings much, or they're not asking for offering anymore in the service, which I'm sure has to do with COVID in the basket, but I still think it'd be nice if they asked people to donate.
I think that
for the offering in the church.
Yeah, I think it's been in part because there's so many announcements that they're trying to balance, well, there are certain things that, especially with things changing so much. This week we're not starting this week, we aren't going to be checking people in. So, there's that, it's like one thing after another's changing. And so I think that is part of it is that they just haven't said it, but I think it would be, it's a prompt that helps people to remember to do it.
Yeah, because you forget and you think that it's going to come, and then it doesn't. I'm just having lived the experience on Sunday. Like, we had an offering for the church, and was waiting for it to come, and then I thought, okay, we'll come after the sermon, and then it was time to go. We're like, oh, we need to go, and then we got in the car, and it was like,
yeah.
So we'll mail it in, but it was, it was easy.
Yeah. Well, and
to forget.
You know what? I think if you'll put that in the notes for me, I'll put it. Actually, you don't have to do this. I could do this.
Yeah. Yep, I got it. I got you.
Okay. Yeah. To perhaps the person who is closing at the end of the service could say something then, because then it's, as you're leaving the sanctuary, you can kind of remind folks that we have boxes at the exits. If we thank you for your gifts, and if you would like to leave your offering in one of the boxes outside the out on Main Street, or on outside the back doors, and we think, then please feel free to, or or you can use Pushpay online or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a good way to prompt them to do it, since we're not going to be passing the basket anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another thing that I wanted to mention was that on the Church Online website, and I'll send this out in my notes too, that there there's a page that talks about all the things that they've added over the last, I don't know, year and a half, might even go back further. And that was helpful to me because there were features that I didn't know that they had. Like there's one for how we can add a picture. So if we wanted to pop a picture in the chat and then have people respond to that, then we can do that. So I didn't know that. And so we might have some ideas about pictures that might be like, maybe if we wanted to show a picture from Love Out Loud, or an old picture of Pastor Zeb, or something like that. So we could, as a conversation starter, we have that flexibility. So I'll be sure to add that in there just so y'all can go and scroll through those at some point just to see some of the features that you can use. Let's see. Can you think of anything that you've tried lately that was new that you thought went well?
There wasn't anything new that I've tried. I had the morning sessions I find are much chattier than the afternoon session, the second session. So I find the 9 a.m. sessions tend to have more people on there, a little chattier. The 11 a.m.ers are, I don't know if you find that, but because some things that worked in the 9 a.m. I tried in the 11 a.m. and crickets. So, but every now and then trying to like, the come on, like talking about the come on somebody's, that kind of does that gets people to talking. But I didn't really have anything new that I found that was like, oh, that I need to make a note of that.
The only thing that it was not my idea, it was something that I saw in one of the videos, was about doing trivia at the beginning. And so just in that time right before service. And so I popped some questions into the cheat sheet for us, and it just has 5 or 6 questions. And I just told them that we were gonna just play a little trivia game. It'd be even better if I had a prize, but I didn't have one. And so, but it's kind of fun just to guess. And so there are a couple questions in there, and we can just keep adding to them. And there were questions about Apex or Apex Baptist. And so Sean said that he liked that idea. So, and I felt like the people they did respond. It was one of them was like, how many people do you guess attend church on a given Sunday? And they start popping their numbers in there. So sometimes it's just little questions like that, or what year was Apex Baptist formed? They threw out dates for that. So,
I love that.
Yeah, nothing hard,
awesome.
Nothing hard, nothing serious. So I did
amazing.
have some biblical ones that are in there, just because I didn't know what else to put in there. But so yeah, if you think of some, feel free to add them to the cheat sheet too. And I did. You probably, when next time you go, you'll see that the cheat sheet's broken up into 3 different tabs now. So that there's one that's more for information. There's one that's more for just things to post, like statements, and one that's more for engagement, to prompt engagement. So just so you might be able to, if you're thinking of a certain thing, you can just tab through them a little bit faster, and they're just kind of categorized, I think, a little bit better. You can see if it helps you. I know everybody's mind kind of thinks differently. So if you want a page that just has all of them on there, then I don't care. I was having trouble. And so I just.
Yeah. I like it. Thank you for doing all that. I really appreciate it.
It was nothing. So I'll send you guys the video that that I picked out, and I just find it helpful to go through some of these videos to just spark our ideas. Then the one that you'll see, it's about what can we do? And this is kind of the question I'd like for y'all to be thinking about is, what can we do in order to follow up with new account holders? So once we see that someone's gotten signed up for Church Online, what should we do? What do you all think that we should do in order to show them that we appreciate them, they're attending? And so just your thoughts are what I would appreciate. Oh, I did think of another thing that is another something else that I did do is I've asked the communications team and the first impressions team to avoid, whenever possible, using the words watching online or viewing online. Instead, we want to talk about people participating or worshiping online as a vision casting kind of thing. So that's something else I've asked them to kind of be aware of. And I've also asked them to encourage, they're doing a great job of saying, those of you watching in the fellowship hall or online or, whatever, so acknowledging that there are people that they can't see from the stage. They're doing a great job with that.
They are doing a good job.
And what'd you say?
Oh, I was just agreeing. I noticed that.
Yes, which I think is really good. And I have asked that they kind of go the next step in saying things like, well, say hi to the person that, speak, so, actually encourage them to engage, put in the chat where you're from, help us out a little bit, from the stage is what I've asked to do. And now, if only I can remember this when I'm up there. So so y'all will have to remind me the week before Mother's Day and the week before the 30th. Those are the 2 times that I know that I'm going to be on the stage, and so that I can try to remember to say those things too. To say something. So, but because they said in one of the videos to encourage, make it a goal to try to get 500 interactions of some sort. So whether it's a like or a comment or, let that be kind of a goal, is to try to get people to do something for a total of 500 times. Which
how can we find out how many we got for each service?
I can look at the analytics, and if we I don't know if y'all have those privileges under admin or not. So you have to look under your profile and then see if there's something that says admin, and if it does, then you have something. I just don't know what it is.
I'll take a look
and if not, I can do a screenshot, and then y'all can ask me, and we can figure out what information you'd like to have as feedback, and then I can try to either generate that for you, or it might be something I can just screenshot for you, and then you can just see what's on the page. It's a little interactive in some places, but I think most of it's just graphs and things like that. So, and numbers. So I should be able to screenshot it. So yeah, I'll be happy to. Your screen is frozen. Am I frozen for you? Uh-oh. Are you there, Misty? Uh-oh. I'm not sure if she's still there or not. Well, I don't know if she is or not, but what I just want to say that our next meeting is on May the 26th, and I am so thankful again for your time in watching the video, and just want to say I'm thankful to serve with each and every one of you. Again, I know that it is a sacrifice of your time, and thank you for doing that unto the Lord. You're doing an awesome job. It is. I'm just excited about what God is doing for us, and I also just want you to let me know if you have any questions about anything, or if you want to make any suggestions about anything. I'm always, always, always happy to hear what your suggestions are. And I'm always happy also to hear your prayer requests. So if you have a prayer request that you would like to share with me or with our team, then please don't hesitate to let me know. That is my pleasure to pray with you. Is there anything that you'd like for me to be praying for you, Misty?
I just think, if you could just watch over our family in general, I think there's a lot of different things that we need prayer for. So,
I'm with you.
a general one would be great.